quickly. How important is it as part of his pre-season training to go over and do something like this?
Oh, condition-wise, as I said, when you get 9 players on the field, you do so much more running than what you normally do, and more than you would get in any sort of pre-season training session.
Mick, I really like your old club, the Cronulla Sharks. You got Matty Pryor with his second phase play, Wade Graham, but Mania Cherrington, I think he's really going to thrive.
Keep an eye out for Will Kennedy too. David Peachy, very fast across the ground.
A lot of mobile forwards out there. Let's go to Eden Park right now, and your commentators, Greg Alexander and Warren Smith.
Gold Coast Titans, two evenly matched squads to kick things off here in Auckland. And it's Jack Bird to get us underway. The Auckland 9's once again to kick off the rugby league season. Beautiful day here in the Harbour City. And it will be the Titans who will get things underway just outside their 20. They'll play it there through Pulu. And James standing in a tackle. Comes back. And they'll play it here just outside the 30. It'll be Pat Politoni, the former Tiger, playing it as a drop back on the inside there through Tyrone Roberts. Picked up here by Nathan Petterou. He'll give it off. Comes back to Lavaha Pulu. Now Hayne. They're eventually working their way back towards their own line. Eventually LG, though, gets them going in the right direction.
A lot of
just outside the 40.
Yeah, a lot of sideways movement and inside passes there, but it wasn't until LG really took the line on where they made some room. They got some numbers here, but good defence there by the Sharks to wrap the ball up. Jack Bird, the man to make the tackle.
Last play here for the Titans as they spin it through the hands of McQueen. They'll go wider still. Comes out to the right-hand side for Anthony Don to track back towards the middle. McQueen will be taken down there. In fact, this will be the last tackle here. Was there a touch of the ball for a set of 5 tackles?
There must have been, because the Titans have had the ball for longer than 5 now.
Roberts goes wide, and another good tackle out wide by the Sharks. It was Kurt Capewell coming up and closing down Jared Hayne very quickly. The kick from Tyrone Roberts is well placed. It was there for a chance for a bonus try for the Gold Coast. It didn't look like he got there. In fact, they're going to say he did. Well, this will be interesting. Take a look at this again. Missed there, no touch there. And eventually it was Kane Elgee who got his hand on the ball before everybody.
Well, got an awful bounce, but he was there first, Elgee, and there was no touch by a Sharks player. It was hard to tell, but the referees were quite positive about the touch that Elgee got on the ball. The in-goal touch judge must have confirmed it with the on-field referee. And with a 6 to go call, the Titans come up with first points.
Hey, Nathan!
There you see both players run straight over the top of the ball. I don't know whether he got his hand on it. I thought it might have been part of his arm, but...
Stay back! In the middle, mate.
Perhaps a little bit of luck early on for the Gold Coast Titans. Short restart here. We might see plenty of that this year. It certainly broke the plane and bounced right on the line, so it's play on. The Gold Coast still have it, and the Sharks yet to touch the football. Here is Roberts going wide. A chance for Zillman. Playing on this left wing. Jared Hayne also favouring this left-hand side of the field. He swap sides for the moment, though, on the end of this backline movement, potentially. Alex Brimson is out there, turning Petterou back underneath. He'll play it there just outside the 10. A chance to go back-to-back. Tyrone Roberts throws a dummy, taken down by Bird again, who's been very strong defensively early. Long ball from dummy half. It goes through Brimson. Here is Pulu again. Gets a ball away. Quick hands from Politoni. It bounces up here for Brimson to take them on. Stop there by Pryor. And also Kurt Kara right in front of the uprights. One more tackle to come from Politoni. Goes to Petterou, who threw a dummy, and the big forward goes in for their second try.
Well, hard for the Sharks to contain that, and Petterou, who was at first receiver, probably not the man you wanted there on tackle on the last play, but Petterou and the Sharks overread things. They thought that he was definitely going to pass, because what's a front rower doing there on the last play? He's not going to kick it through the dummy. All the Sharks had come up past the football, and he snuck in, was able to break the tackle and get the Titans' second try. I guess the first try, just watch Petterou looking for someone I shouldn't have it on the last, but throws the dummy. The Sharks come up too quickly on the outside. The opening try just highlighted how important the kicking game here is in the 9's. I think it's underestimated by teams on occasions. They go for the short kickoff again. Now the Sharks finally get their hands on the ball.
It's taken the best part of 5 minutes, remembering there's only 9 minutes per half. It's taken them more than half of this first half to get a touch of the football. Here's Chris Hyington, the veteran, going around again in 17. Comes through the hands of Lewis, goes wider to Ricky Latelli. Real match there for Chris McQueen, but he does well to track down Latelli. They've got it just inside the 30. Pryor spins it back through Lewis, who was outstanding. The Clive Churchill medalist in the grand final. Bird forces the issue and has turned it over. Daniel Vito, the former Dragon, the former Raider, the former Bronco, the former Salford Red Devil, and now a Gold Coast Titan.
Did he make it to the wrestling? Wasn't he going to wrestle
He
too
had
at some
a tryout, we believe, with the WWE. Has chosen for the moment to continue on with his rugby league career, but maybe down the track he might fulfill that potential of becoming a full-time professional wrestler.
Well, scoreboard pressure really created that pass there from Jack Bird. He just thought that they had to get some points on the board. Tyrone Roberts with the kick. It'll bounce just short of the try line and sits up nicely for him.
And coming through, guess who? Jared Hayne is there to make it an avalanche of points in this first half for the Gold Coast Titans.
Well, more than 6 minutes into the game and the Sharks have had 4 tackles with the football. Just hooks it back across the other side. Got the bounce that he wanted. It looked like it might have gone too deep, and it sat up nicely for Hayne, who was on the move, had all the momentum going his way.
Well, they've missed their first attempt at converting, but it's 17 points to nil. Braith Anasta is on the sideline. Jared Hayne, well, you can't keep him out of the game for too long, can you, Braith?
No, you can't. You could see him trying to get that ball over the top of Jared Beale, and it was a mismatch. But the important thing in the 9's and the key to success is possession, and that's what the Titans have been able to do early on in this game. The first opportunity that the Cronulla Sharks did have, Bird come up with that poor pass, and it's cost them in the end.
Jared Hayne, albeit the 9's, grabs his first try as a Gold Coast Titan, remembering he kicked that field goal to win them a game at Campbelltown against the West Tigers. Declared that that was his house. Perhaps his biggest moment since returning to the NRL, but a little statement here already. Sharks through Latelli. Take it beyond the halfway line. A ball again forced very late in the tackle. A cheap turnover. And the Titans get a chance here with 90 seconds remaining before the break. Try and score a fourth try. They got lucky just there. They'll keep it alive. It goes to Anthony Don, who tracks back out towards that right-hand side. He had support, but decides to hang on to it. And he'll play it about 45 away from the Sharks line. That was the 0 tackle off the turnover. Patarika Vaivai in the tackle, forcing the ball. A chance here for the Sharks. Just coming on the field, Tyrone Roberts made the extra man on the defensive line. Was able to stop Jesse Ramian, the former Sea Eagle who hails from Canamble.
10. Tackle 1.
Wide pass to Hyington from dummy half. Here's Paul. Back on the inside, standing in the tackle there, Sione Carter, 19-year-old fullback, also a winger, getting a chance here in Auckland with the Sharks. Goes from Kurt Kara in there at dummy half. Lewis turns it back on the inside for Kurt Capewell. He'll play it here just outside the 10. I've got one more tackle to try and get something out of this first half. A short ball for Lewis. It was a bit of a hospital pass, and he puts it down.
Yeah, Kurt Kara out of dummy half. Just thought he might have been able to squeeze his outside man through that space, but the pass just not finding the mark. Big halftime scoreline.
Here at the break, it's all the Gold Coast Titans. They lead the Sharks 17 points to nil.
Here at the 9's. puts them in a good position to go further in into the competition, along with Jared Hayne, who might be playing at fullback, but we know he can be a ball player as well. So, and we've seen the importance of the ball players in previous tournaments. Corey Norman, the player of the match, player of the tournament last year. Adam Reynolds the year before that. Both the South Sydney Rabbitohs and the Eels went on to win. And possession dominated by the Gold Coast Titans. Out of the 9 minutes, I would dare say that the Titans had the ball for 7.5.
No question about that. If it goes the same way, they'll rack up quite a score here in this opening game. The action comes thick and fast at the 9's following this one. The Panthers and the Bulldogs in game 2. We'll see if the Titans can go on with it, or can the reigning NRL premiers fight their way back into this contest. Wade Graham is out there. It takes a tackle to get this set underway just outside their 20. Message from Steve Price. You saw him in the huddle. Although in a simple one, just don't force the passes that they did to turn over possession so easily. The back ends of those sets. Here is Lewis getting a quick tackle. That'll help their cause as Beale comes out to this left-hand side. Graham, plenty of defence in front of him, turns it back on the inside for Latelli, who took some stopping. Good tackle by McQueen and also LG. Last play here through the hands of Graham. They go wider still over the top from Joseph Paulo. A chance for Capewell. He'll dive in, and the Sharks do grab their first points.
Yeah, and that's early in the second half. They're certainly not out of it if they can control the football. They did through that set. I thought the set was made by the Lewis run early on, and that really had the Titans going back. Nice catch and pass there. The kick unsuccessful, but the Sharks are on the board and certainly in the game. We know anything can happen in the 9's. Very nicely done there. The dive into the corner.
Short restart by the Sharks. Given their predicament, 13 points behind, you'd imagine we'd see plenty of that. What a back end of the season in 2016 Kurt Capewell had. Played 4 games last year for the Sharks. 2 of those were finals and played an important role as well.
I think he made it hard for Shane Flanagan to leave him out in the end. He played that well.
Hospital pass there thrown by Brimson. They got lucky because Roberts did well. The pass might have been flat at best to Chris McQueen right there. It comes back as Petteroo, or rather Palu, goes across to the left-hand side. Here's John Olive. Former Rabbitoh will play it just inside the 40. Now Polatoni goes back to the short side. Olive again taken down. About 25 metres out. They go wide. Here is Lavaha Pulu showing it. Good hands. Keeps it alive. The ball goes to ground. Picked up here by Olive. Still the last play. And their numbers out on this side of the field. They'll find out. Kane LG is there. Little dummy on the inside. Created some space. McQueen hung on to it for too long.
He just wasn't sure when to deliver the ball. He wanted to engage that defender and clear a space for his outside man. An opportunity after on last play they just threw the ball around. They finally got it to Kane LG, who looked like he wanted to kick but then decided to run, and they created the hole for what looked like to be a 4-pointer, but the pass not finding the mark.
Go 2.
Beale playing it. Graham for the Sharks as they've got some numbers here on the right-hand side. That pass, though, goes to ground from Jack Bird. Cleaned up here eventually, and they'll have it. No momentum, just on their own side of halfway, and 3 plays gone in their 5 tackles. Only 5 tackles per set in the Auckland 9's as Graham comes wider. William Kennedy, son of William Bubba Kennedy, Western Division legend. Last play here, down the short side. Chance there for Cherrington, tapped backwards, eventually by Pryor, was it? Graham ends up with it, knocked the ball on, and that'll be a changeover.
Oh, I thought there might have been a Gold Coast hand in a contest for the football, but the referees didn't see it that way.
No tackles.
It was Mania Cherrington's speed that almost created an opportunity. I've been impressed with the little that he's had the football, Cherrington. He's looked dangerous.
That was 1.
LG in there at dummy half, links up with Pulu.
2-1.
A second man flopping into the tackle there through Graham. Play on is the call. The ball from Vaivai cleaned up pretty well there by Max King. Big 19-year-old front rower getting a chance here on a beautiful afternoon in Auckland. Just inside the 20. Last tackle here. They'll go to Jared Hayne, who kicks it across the field. A chance out wide, and it falls into the arms of Tyrone Roberts.
Absolutely perfect weight on that ball. Tyrone Roberts hanging out in the wing there. Jared Hayne jumped in on the last play to put the kick in. And again, the importance of someone that can put it on the spot with their boot over the fingertips there of Jesse Raymond, and falls into the hands of the Gold Coast number 6. Perfectly weighted kick.
The conversion doesn't have the legs, but at the moment they are doing it comfortably. Less than 5 minutes, less than 4 minutes now remaining in this opening game. The 2017 Auckland 9's and the Titans by 17. And Jared Hayne, what skill that was.
It was almost Cooper Cronk-like. Cronk, the best at that crossfield flat kick. Hayne produced a beauty there.
Bit of a variation on the restart. He was shaping for a short one, changed his mind and drilled it low and hard. And as a result, the Sharks will begin this set at their own 20.
No, I think the scoreline at 21-4, that was, he made the right decision with the kick and try and drill it deep and get the Sharks to run it out from their own try line. Graham down the short side, picks up Latelli.
Some good lines, Ricky Latelli on this left edge, his natural side of the field. They jump out from dummy half. Kirkara cleaned up there just outside the 40. From Hyington to Graham. Flat was Lewis. Not much doing on his outside. A kick cleaned up here by Jared Hayne, who was nabbed by Matt Pryor. Otherwise, he probably run 60 metres to score.
Well, they're at the desperate stage, the Sharks, and just about every time they get a set, they need to come up with points.
Matt, let him go. Square, hold. Go 2.
One of the real star attractions. We're going to breathe at the back end of the game. His work might be done. Jared Hayne in this opening contest of the weekend. Sean Johnson for the Warriors. Jonathan Thurston for the Cowboys here as well. The 3 marquee names this weekend. LG turns Anthony Don back on his inside. Looks for an option. Finds Politoni. Goes back to Roberts. He says, nothing doing for me, so I need a big man. Vaha Pulu is the fellow who gets things going, and you know he can hold that ball and get an offload away. Hitting the ball hard. William Zillman charging onto it close to the play the ball. Here is Roberts. Numbers around him. Goes out the back to LG. Puts a kick in. Ricochet. Latelli under pressure. Has to take it dead.
Oh, they're going to get a result from it anyway with a line drop out forced. Clever kick there from Kane LG. Just couldn't create the space for a pass, so dropped it onto his boot, and they will keep possession now.
Only minute and change remaining in this opening game. Interesting decision not to go for a short restart there by the Sharks. And now Don links up with Pulu. He'll keep it going. Here's Politoni looking for an option. Anthony Don's a good one. He'll win the race to the corner. And the Gold Coast Titans will open up their campaign with a big win against the Sharks.
He's been impressive, the big man. Lavaha Pulu. It was Ignatius Parsi last year for the Titans. Parsi almost the player of the tournament. And Pulu has proved a real handful for the Sharks defence. He's got the ability to hold the ball in one hand, drag defenders in and get an offload away, which he did there for Anthony Don.
Conversion attempt off the drop kick by Politoni. Looks pretty good for a while there. Now, bathed in sunshine, these fans here at the moment. Barely 15 seconds or so remaining. William Zillman looks pretty keen to get back out there for one last crack at them. But Jared Hayne, well, his afternoon or his first game wasn't done. Here he is again to supply the kickoff. And he goes deep as the siren sounds. Wade Graham bring it out to Latelli. Little shift off the restart comes to McQueen. Those two have had quite a battle in this game. Eventually ends up in the hands of Sione Katoa. They'll keep it alive. Hyington goes to Paulo. Numbers on the edge. It's put down. They couldn't hang on to it, and that'll do it in this opening contest. The Gold Coast Titans, 25 points to 4 winners over the Sharks. The Panthers and the Bulldogs are next here in Auckland.
Yeah, big win for the Titans, 25-4. They started well. It was the dominance of the first half and the possession that the Titans were able to have. And we'll go down to Braithen Astor, who's on the field with Jared Hayne.
Here with Jared Hayne. Scored a try, set one up, perfect start.
Yeah, it was, mate. We defended really well, and I think in our attack we just kind of held the ball. We didn't panic and I think that put us in good stead to really grind out the game.
Talk about your attack. The offloads are great, but also your creativity. You had yourself Kane Elgey, Tyrone Roberts, and you've also got Ash Taylor back at home. So a luxury there for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I think we just do play a game that holds possession and completes our set, and we really use the tournament to really nut out those things. And that first game is what we're all about. Completing sets, defending for each other, and working hard.
You did well, Jared. Congratulations, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Good start for Jared Hayne. Better start for the Gold Coast Titans. A big win in game 1. What a day it is here in Auckland.